What is your purpose in life? Who are you, and why are you here? Who would you like to become? Too often we ask children and teens what they would like to do when they grow up or they're older. We have those same expectations on ourselves as adults. We make lists and describe occupations based upon what is done, how it is done, and how much income can be earned as a result. But, sadly, we have encouraged our youth and each other to do something rather than become someone. Far too many of us have been so focused on doing and accomplishing something that we forget about being and becoming someone. Self-mastery will never happen until we discover who we are. Thank you for listening to Music, Motivation, and More, the Positivity Podcast. I am your host, Jerald Simon. I am the founder of Music Motivation and the creator of the Cool Song series. I am also the creator of Essential Piano Lessons. It's part of an essential piano exercise course that I've created as well. Today's podcast is titled Becoming Who You Were Born to Be. And what I thought I would do for the next few weeks with this podcast, Music, Motivation, and More, the Positivity Podcast, is actually give you, as an audience, a sneak peek, a behind-the-scenes exploratory tutorial behind my new book, which is titled Becoming Who You Were Born to Be. Now, the book is not available yet. We are actually in the final stages of getting the book ready so we can release the book and we can have everything perfect for when we debut this book. But I would like to have you come along with me as we go throughout this process. Now, the book is finished, so it is finished, it is ready to go. We are having some beta testers read through the book right now, and we're getting everything formatted. The cover is almost finished, and we're getting everything ready so that we can be set for when we have our release date. Now, the release date for my new book, Becoming Who You Were Born to Be, is going to be in November. So we actually have the date set. I believe it's November 16th. So it's a few months away. This is 2022, so it's going to be November 16th of 2022. But I thought I would introduce you to the book and tell you a little bit about why I created this new book, Becoming Who You Were Born to Be. It will be about 450, 460 pages, maybe a little more, once we've finished formatting. But the book is all about doing your best, becoming your best. It's all about being better today than you were yesterday and striving to be a little bit better tomorrow than you are today. There are 21 chapters in this book, and let me just read the chapter headings from the table of contents so you will know what to look forward to. Chapter 1 is titled, Who Are You? And Who Do You Want to Be and Become? Chapter 2, You Are Uniquely Original. Chapter 3, Born for Greatness, starting with the first steps towards success. Chapter 4, In Search of Happiness and a Sense of Purpose. What is your life's mission? Chapter 5, What does success look like for you? Be your own success story. What are your aspirations? Chapter 6, Stepping Stones for Success. Discovering where you are and where you ultimately want to be. Chapter 7, The Apathetic Axiom and the Motivation Matrix. The 5 areas of motivation. Chapter 8, Success Habits for a Richer Life. How to Schedule Success. Life-changing habits. Everyone should learn. Creating your own personal progress plan. Chapter 9, Work is Wonderful. Chapter 10, You Can Do Difficult Things. Chapter 11, Befriending Failure. Chapter 12, When We Fall Down, We Get Back Up. Chapter 13, Planning and Preparing for Whatever Life Brings Your Way. Preparation paves the way for success. Chapter 14, Put in the Time. dedication and discipline. Time is a rare commodity. Chapter 15, get going on your goals. Goals, guts, and greatness. Going for the gold. Chapter 16, the world at your fingertips. Chapter 17, self-discipline. How to understand and follow principles. Learning principles. Chapter 18, good habits. How to learn and develop skills. Learning skills. Chapter 19, a moral compass. How to define and live by our values. Learning values. Chapter 20, we need more peace and positivity. Chapter 21, being better today than we were yesterday, and being a little better tomorrow than we are today. People are doing the best they can. Now, at the very end of the book, we actually have a 30-day peace and positivity challenge, where I have a statement to be read each day, and then I have a poem I've written that I've included to be read that day. And then I have a link to one of my meditation relaxation videos that I've created on my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/Jerald Simon. And you spell my name Jeraldsimon. But there is a link to a specific video I've created to help you feel peace and positivity as you watch the video footage of these peaceful scenes where we have sunrises and sunsets, where we have beach scenes, where we have the waves coming in, we have little streams and the rivers going and moving. So you watch these videos and they're combined with meditation relaxation music I've created. Now, in part, the reason why I have created this book and why I want to help others learn about this book is because becoming who you were born to be, yes, it's about accomplishment, yes, it's about setting goals, but it's about discovering who you are. It's about getting to know yourself. It's about understanding that your life has purpose. It has value. You are valuable. You have worth. And sometimes we forget about that. I'm going to read the first page and a half from the first chapter, chapter 1, Who Are You and Who Do You Want to Become? Let me read this first page and a half for you. This is what it says. What is your purpose in life? Who are you and why are you here? Who would you like to become? Too often we ask children and teens what they would like to do when they grow up or they're older. We have those same expectations on ourselves as adults. We make lists and describe occupations based upon what is done, how it is done, and how much income can be earned as a result. But, sadly, we have encouraged our youth and each other to do something rather than become someone. Far too many of us have been so focused on doing and accomplishing something that we forget about being and becoming someone. Sometimes, in pursuit of doing something we think or have been led to believe is important, we forget about who we really are and who we were born to be. When this happens, we don't focus on what is truly important for living life as it was meant to be lived. We may accomplish a great deal in our various occupations and vocations in life, and that is wonderful. Schooling and an education are both important, but until we focus on learning how to master ourselves and teach our children how to master themselves, we cannot become more of what and who God wants us to be and less of what and who we try to be for ourselves. This transformation and self-mastery will never happen until we discover who we are and who we can become. We will not accomplish anything of real lasting value in mortality until we learn a little about ourselves, our strengths, weaknesses, and our true potential and infinite possibility. First, we must discover who we are, and then we can determine who we can become. Our true worth and value is not measured by the public or personal pitfalls into which we fall and out of which we successfully escape. The world often describes this process as being successful, becoming a self-made woman or man, or receiving praises, awards, recognition, and honors of every kind. Our own true worth is measured by the inner battles and daily struggles we alone face that often no one else but God even knows about. These encompass the fears, pains, heartache, sorrows, and calamities we often fight alone in our solitude. Only God knows of these, and He alone can cleanse our character and purify our imperfections. For the most part, we are often fighting against our own fears and our own insecurities of self-worth, often imposed upon us by ourselves and sometimes by others, which we blindly accept and believe even though they are not true. We project our imperfections to the public and then condemn ourselves based on a perceived public opinion of what we don't know, haven't done, learned, accomplished, or even become. Instead of focusing on our weaknesses, I encourage us to focus on our strengths. We must think more about the promise of our potential, possibility, and who we are and who we can ultimately become. Now, that's the first page or so, a little more than maybe a page and a half, of my new book, Becoming Who You Were Born to Be, which comes out in November of 2022. And it will be available on Amazon.com, and you can get it from BarnesandNoble.com and Walmart.com and any of the traditional places. It will be available as a paperback. But I want you to think about that. I want you to think about those questions, those thoughts. Who do you want to become? Now, in this book, I actually include a poem from my book, The As If Principle, Motivational Poetry, my first poetry book. But I also have included that in my book, Perceptions, Parables, and Pointers. And I'm going to include it in Becoming Who You Were Born to Be because it talks about how I believe in you. Let me read this to you. I believe in you. This is a poem I wrote several years ago. I believe in you. I believe in all that you can do. I believe you are intelligent. I believe in your dreams. I believe circumstance is irrelevant. It never is quite what it seems. I believe in your abilities. I believe in your word. I believe you'll do what you say you will do because I believe in you. You are capable. You are able. You are more powerful than you know. You'll accomplish what you want to accomplish. You'll learn and improve and grow. I believe in your future. I believe you will do your best. I believe you will prosper. I believe you will be blessed. I believe in your talents. I believe in your gifts. I believe God has a purpose for you. He inspires, prepares, and lifts. I believe in your greatness. I believe in your heart. I believe you have a mission in life and will fulfill and do your part. I hope you believe in yourself. I hope you believe in your dreams. I know you will do what you were sent here to do. Your life is much more than it seems. Now, it's a wonderful thought to think about, having people believe in you. But I want you to believe in yourself. I want you to know that you can do difficult things. I want you to know that you can accomplish anything you set out to accomplish. I want you to know that you are stronger than your weaknesses. You are more intelligent than you think you are. You are better than your imperfections, than your past mistakes and blunders. You can be the best version of yourself today and every day simply by doing your best. Most people are doing the best they can with what they have. And that is what I want you to realize. Do your best. This book, Becoming Who You Were Born to Be, it's all about helping you learn who you are, discover your strengths, overcome your weaknesses. It's all about improving and perfecting and being the best version of yourself. It's about having a heart-to-heart conversation with yourself and finding out what you really hope to do with your life. What is your mission, your personal mission in life? Do you have a mission statement? Do you have a code of conduct? Do you have a purpose? What is your purpose in life? Who are you at this moment? Who have you been in the past? Who would you like to be and eventually become in the future? All of these topics are discussed within my new book, Becoming Who You Were Born to Be. And so I would love to have you start learning more about this, Right now I am going to be going on several podcasts. I'm going to be doing a lot of publicity and marketing and promoting and speaking about this new book that will debut in November. And I would love to have your assistance. I would love to have your help. We are putting together a team of individuals who would like to help us promote, market, and get the word out for becoming who you were born to be. And I would love to have your help. I would love to have you reach out and contact me and let me know if you would like to assist, or if you have contacts, you know individuals who might be willing to review the book, or if you would be willing to review the book before it is debuted and released to the public. You can contact me with my email, Jerald Simon, JeraldSimon, @musicmotivation.com. We are going to be gathering testimonials, both written testimonials and picture testimonials, where we have individuals holding up the book once they purchase the book in November, as well as video testimonials. And we would love to have your assistance. I want to do everything I can to help you become who you were born to be. That you will be the best version of yourself every day. Each and every day, you will do your best in all you do, and that is all anyone can do. Strive to be better today than you were yesterday, and commit to being better tomorrow than you are today. We did not really focus on our 5 main elements that I typically do with these podcasts: the positive perceptions, motivation in a minute, music within, poetry that motivates. I would like to have you listen to one of my instrumental meditation pieces from my album, Peace and Serenity, for the music within portion of this podcast. I'd like to have you listen to Peace of Mind. This is from my album, Peace and Serenity. Listen to this. I hope you enjoy this. For the Poetry That Motivates portion of this podcast, I would like to read a poem I wrote titled, Befriend the Failure You Fear. This is found on page 11 from my poetry book, Poetry That Motivates. Let me read this to you. Befriend the failure you fear. Do not fear failure. Befriend the failure you fear. Failure can become a dear friend if you let it, but most fear failure and eventually regret it. Failure is not a folly fool to be avoided and dreaded and cursed. It is a gift we have been given so we might improve the performance we've daily rehearsed. Each step backwards is a friendly failure, not a foe to be beaten and bruised, for with each failure we learn something new, though most feel discarded and used. Do not let failure frighten you. Face it with faith and might. Encourage it and learn from it, for each failure can bring you new light. That is really what my new book, Becoming Who You Were Born to Be, is all about. It's about befriending failure. It's about overcoming the fears of our past. It's about understanding that we always have strength within us, that we can do more than we think we can. We can be more than we currently are, and we can understand what values we hold dear in life, and we can focus on those values, because those values will shape not only our perception of life, but our attitude in life. We will have determination and motivation and inspiration, because we will be internally driven to do our best, not so others will see what we do, but because we are committed to ourselves, to our future, to our legacy, to being who we were born to be. So thank you so much for listening to this podcast. I hope you guys enjoy this. For the next several months, September, October, and November, every week, our podcasts are going to be focused on what is being taught in my new book, Becoming Who You Were Born to Be. So I would love to share some of this information with you. And since you are listening to my podcast, you will hear what is included in this book before the book is released. And I will share some of the excerpts from this. We won't share everything because there's over 450 pages, so we have a lot to get through. But I will share some of the highlights from various chapters, some of the poetry included within the book that I've written, some of the motivational messages. And I would love your help. As I mentioned, we are going to be marketing and promoting and sharing this book with the world. And we are starting to do interviews. We are starting to reach out and send press releases. I would love to have your assistance as we go through this process. So reach out and let me know if you would be willing or able to help us. Again, you can send me an email, Jerald Simon, JeraldSimon, @musicmotivation.com. I'd love to have you check out my YouTube channel as well. It's youtube.com/Jerald Simon. And then you can check out my various websites I've created. We have musicmotivation.com. We also have essentialpianoexercises.com, essentialpianolessons.com, essentialpianoteachers.com. And then I have two websites that focus on motivation and inspiration. One is titled poetrythatmotivates.com, and the other is actually a course that we are in the process of creating for those who have purchased the book, who would like to have additional information, knowledge, and help to implement what is being taught in my new book, Becoming Who You Were Born to Be. You can visit that website, empoweredbypositivity.com. I'd love to have you check that out. Again, it's empoweredbypositivity.com. And you can check that out. And we even have a free PDF book, you can download my book, Who Are You? Your Personal Success Goal Book. And that's a 440-page PDF book that is available to download. Just enter your email, and then you can receive that free PDF book, and then you can learn more about this new course that we have created, Who Are You?, to go along with my book, Becoming Who You Were Born to Be. Hope you guys have a great rest of the day. Thanks so much. See you guys. Bye. Subscribe to Music, Motivation, and More, the Positivity Podcast, to receive updates of each new weekly podcast produced and released by Jerald Simon. A new podcast is recorded and released on Mondays. Listen on any podcast platform of your preference. But I'd love to have you listen to my music as well. You can listen to my music and find my artist name, Jerald Simon, Jerald Simon. You can listen on Spotify, on Pandora, Apple Music, Amazon, all the different streaming platforms. I would love to have you check out my YouTube channel. It is youtube.com/Jerald Simon. JeraldSimon. I have Motivation in a Minute and poetry that motivates videos that I have produced, in addition to my own music videos and music educational instructional tutorials that I've created to help teach music the fun way. I'd love to have you check it out. I'd love to connect with you on social media. You can connect with me on any social media platform. You can go to facebook.com/Jerald Simon. I'm also on Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, all the different social pages at Jerald Simon. JeraldSimon. But I'd love to have you check out my music. Let me know what you think. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys have a great day.